Well, if Rebecca Ferguson can wear a stupid hat in this movie, I can wear one for this review. Hello friends and welcome to my channel. My name's EJ Marino and this is About Last Night, the show where I talk about the movie I saw last night. We are diving into a Halloween edition of my reviews. Yes, we are talking about the new film, Dr. Sleep. Now, Dr. Sleep is not just a sequel to The Shining, this is also a follow-up to the iconic Stephen King novel. That's what makes this film so interesting, as it mixes the crazy Stanley Kubrick movie with the crazier Stephen King novel and really finds a perfect balance. Now, do I think this movie is better than The Shining? No, by no means is this a better film than The Shining. I think The Shining is an iconic film. Even if you don't particularly love it, you have to respect what it did for cinematography, what it did for horror. Now, at the time, it was kind of panned, but it has grown into a legend. Now, Dr. Sleep is a little interesting because I think it is a more entertaining, a more accessible film. I think this could be watched by anyone, where I do see The Shining has a couple people who do call it a little bit boring. You would not call Dr. Sleep boring. It is a highly entertaining, really thrilling, and still, oh my god, it is still as scary as The Shining, but somehow even creepier. There's a scene in the middle of Dr. Sleep that genuinely shocked me. If you thought that Georgie scene in the beginning of it was too much, oh, wait till you see it in here. Dr. Sleep follows Dan Torrance. He was the young boy in The Shining. He is now an adult, and he is dealing with the supernatural powers he has, and he's also finding out that there's way more people in the world with that power. We have, on one hand, the young girl Abra. She is so awesome. She is a powerful, I don't want to say witch, or a powerful person who has the Shining just like Danny. Now, I think she's awesome. She's our kind of heroic character. She does so great in this movie. On the opposite end, though, we have Rebecca Ferguson playing Rose, who is this villainous, this person who basically sucks the power out of people with the Shining. This is such a cool concept because now The Shining doesn't really have a villain. Yes, the Jack Nicholson character is the villain of the movie, but it's more about him getting driven crazy, where here, Rebecca Ferguson's like lady with a hat Rose character is genuinely like here to do bad things. She's on a mission to suck as much people with the Shining as she can, and that's what makes this crazy when we have Abra and Danny trying to run from her. This is a cool movie that has a lot of chase scenes, not what you would think chase scenes typically, but there's a lot of like constantly moving with a threat always there. That's what makes this so intriguing and so engaging, because the whole time you're like, oh, I don't want them to get caught, but also I don't want them to deal with whatever the insanity is where they're going to go. Yeah, we'll talk about the ending of this movie and how there is some heavy Shining homages, but from what it is, even before we get to that, there is a lot of like craziness that I'm like, I cannot believe they're doing this. While director Mike Flanagan doesn't have as polished as a film like Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, he does a damn good job building tension, having genuine scares, and still keeping you entertained. I think that's the biggest thing I can walk away with, is how much of a crowd pleaser this feels like. This feels like it doesn't feel like a crazy Hollywood blockbuster, but it doesn't feel like an indie art house movie. It, to me, blends that, and that's what Mike Flanagan does. If you watch The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix, you know the kind of movie you're in for with this director. He has a style of crafting haunts, but you want to be there. As much as you don't really want to watch what's happening on screen, you're still engrossed and invested, and you can't take your eyes off that. And that is the sign of a good horror director, and Mike Flanagan is a damn good horror director. Ewan McGregor plays Dan Torrance in this movie, and I think he does a phenomenal job. Now, the actress who plays Abra does a great job as well. She really holds her own, especially with actors like Rebecca Ferguson and Ewan McGregor, I didn't expect her to hold her own, but this is truly Ewan's piece. If you know him from any other films, you will not be surprised that he does a great job and knocks it out of the park, but he has layers to this performance. Danny is a complicated character. If you had to deal with The Shining and all those ghosts, you would be a little wackadoo, but he doesn't play it as like a crazy person. I mean, like, he doesn't go full Jack Nicholson playing it for the back row. There's still subtleties there. He does some over-the-top moments, especially near the end, but what he does building up towards that is it's so welcomed in this kind of genre. Sometimes with horror performances, they want to go for the most craziest, shocking, and outlandish, but he knows how to scale it back and build scares, especially in his eyes. Oh my god, there's some scenes where I'm like, you could see the fear and intensity. That's what I'm saying. The acting in this movie and the directing of the actors is so great. Thank you guys for checking out my Halloween review of Dr. Sleep. I really enjoy this movie. Is this like a perfect 10 out of 10? No, but I didn't want it to be. I just wanted to have a good time and really expand the world of The Shining. We learned more about the powers in this movie. We had some great acting, some really good scares. That's all I wanted, and I had a good time. What did you guys think of this review? What do you guys think of Dr. Sleep? If you've seen it, what did you think of the movie? If you haven't seen it, are you interested in it? I really want to know, because I want to know how hyped people are. Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I make videos like this every single week. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up, because YouTube takes those way too seriously. Alright guys, let's talk about Dr. Sleep below.